Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Alison Bedell.
Everybody in the house getting tipsy.
Wow.
Everybody in the house getting tipsy.
Oh, yeah. What's up, y'all? We're back in the house, back in the studio with the one and only Mr. Joseph Cumia.
Back in the house.
And I'm Alison Bedell.
I'm Skip Bedell, and over there on the mixer is Mr.
You already said it.
Oh, all right.
Tipsy.
Yeah, tipsy is right, man. We're upstairs doing shots of Jameson with Joe Cumia.
The Jameson,
And that's
You know what?
Good shit.
I gotta say,
Yeah,
how many
yeah.
years do I know you? I don't think I've ever seen you do shots.
I don't think, yeah.
No.
That's the good shit. It was a 12-year-old.
Oh, my God.
12-year-old Jamie.
Yeah, that was like really super smooth.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm thinking like, okay, if you're going to do a shot, you, Alison Bedell, who never ever, like, you know, no hard liquor, like you hardly ever drink at all. I mean,
Right.
like for you to have a glass of wine is a big deal.
Right.
And then pretty much you go to sleep and I get no sex. So that sucks. But to see you like put back a couple, I was like, wow. So when you first put that shot glass up to your lips, I'm like, oh, she's not going to like that at all because whiskey's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
But then again, the 12-year-old Jameson.
I don't care about that. I cut off my nose so I can't taste anything, and I throw it back real quick.
Oh, is that what it
and
is?
then I did my Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee chaser.
Wow. Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah, you did bring the Dunkin' Donuts coffee
Yes.
culotta thing
And I
going
will
on.
confess,
Yeah.
I am slightly intoxicated right now.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
All right. After 2 shots.
She's intoxicated.
No, that wasn't really. That was even, I think, less than 2 shots.
It was kind of like
2 half shots.
yeah, it was 2 half
He gave
shots.
me a little bit on that first one, just a little
Yeah,
bit.
he gave you like the training wheels version.
Yes.
I know how to take care of people that don't
Yeah.
really, that
Yeah.
aren't well versed.
You know what?
Well versed in drinking.
It's like so good to be back in the studio with you, man. We miss you, dude.
comfy. I miss you
yeah,
guys.
it's been a long time.
We've gotten to
did you
hang out a
did you
little bit,
paint that? Is like the color on the walls different?
No.
What's different in here?
Yeah. It's just the vibe.
Is that what it
The
is?
vibe. There's been really good vibes going on in here. I got my my Hendrix show going big time.
Nice, man.
Jimi Hendrix show happening, and rehearsing with a Billy Joel tribute as well. So now it's U2, Journey, Billy Joel, and Jimi Hendrix. I have all the fucking bases covered.
Dude, it's just
All the
crazy.
bases.
You are like the musical extraordinaire. For those, I mean, the guys have been following us along since episode 1. We're up to what are we like 113?
113.
Holy good God! No, it's been over a year. We started out right here in this very studio with Joe. And like you know, back in the day, we were talking about all the stuff you were doing with your YouTube band, and and since then the Journey tribute band. Now you have a Hendrix tribute band. You're like the musical extraordinaire, one of the most amazing guitar players I've ever heard. And of course, this incredible studio that we're so fortunate to record in. Very cool.
Yeah.
You grace me with the honor of your presence.
Oh, thanks, man.
Skip and Allison.
Thank
my pals.
you know what it is, dude? Like everybody's so busy, man. We're all like running around. I know you have a crazy schedule. You play like pretty much almost every night of the week.
Play a
So
lot,
it's like, yeah, and look, we're just happy to be back in here doing this thing
Yeah,
with you.
you know, before you start talking my ear off, I just want to remind everybody that the website is hammernailspodcast.com. And not only can you listen to us there, but now you can hear us on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. You just do a search for Hammer Nails Podcast on YouTube. We're also on Google Plus Music. It's on Androids because I was looking for the podcast on my iPhone on the Google Plus app and could not find it. I'm like, what the fuck? They said that we're up, and I couldn't find it. Well, it turns out that Android, you're able to find, there's a listing of podcasts. So under that, you search for Hammer and Nails Podcast, and you will find it. We are there.
What about for the iPhone users?
The iPhone users, you can listen to us on iTunes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so we're
So we're on iTunes, we're on YouTube, we're on
HammerNailsPodcast.com.
HammerNailsPodcast.com, and where else? Are we working on like the iHeartRadio thing?
iHeartRadio is forthcoming. They are pending approval, but it will be happening. And I also wanted to remind everybody, if you haven't done so already, please go to our website and take that Amazon banner and drag it up to your bookmarks bar. So every time you shop at Amazon, you help us out just a little bit, completely unknowingly, and it doesn't cost you an extra thing at all, but it helps us out, and we're feeling your love when you do.
Feeling the love.
Amazon.
What is
Oh,
that?
my God.
Oh, is that
Amazon.
like a virtual?
Amazon.
You know what, Mister? Don't
Amazon.
stop saying it, because for everything you point out Amazon that you didn't use our banner, motherfucker.
I didn't know. I pay no attention. I'm too busy.
Damn it.
I'm too busy, as Skip says, on the knobs and dials.
Yeah, dude, you're like serious. Yeah, this is like one of the busiest
He's
guys I
pointing at all
know.
of us at the
I
time.
thought we're busy. He's running like 5 different bands.
Back
you know,
up from the mic, motherfucker.
I know, right? It's like, is it me or
No, it's
somebody-
just you trying to get your point across, overpowering me.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
That happens pretty rarely, actually.
I buy a lot of shit on Amazon. I'm telling you.
Oh my god.
I bought. I'm
you know what? You're gonna give me anxiety right
I
now.
know. I should stop.
Oh my god. Fuck, motherfuckers.
Wow, listen to you, man. That's the other half shot of Jameson kicking in.
I don't need to know how much you buy on Amazon and point out how much
I
you
bought the
do.
Jameson on Amazon. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And you didn't use our banner?
Motherfucker.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually a grandmother fucker, if you're going to get technical.
Really?
Carol's. Yeah, she's a grandma.
Right.
Okay, there you go.
That's a gilf.
You know what else
right.
you can do with YouTube? Actually, I've seen people have started subscribing to the podcast on YouTube. And you can do the same thing as well, actually, on our website, hammerandnailspodcast.com, because there is a button you can subscribe, and it will come to your email box. Your email will get every new episode, and you can listen to it right from an email.
Nice.
It's very high tech.
Nice.
Very
nice.
high tech.
I like it when you say the word button. It's just something about that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of buttons, there is
Button.
also
No, it's the magic button we're referring to there, Joe.
Oh,
button.
Yeah, the button.
Well, I was also going to point out the button that is on our hammernailspodcast.com website as well. That is for PayPal if you wanted to contribute to the podcast. We really appreciate that as well. If you feel like giving away like $1 an episode or a couple dollars a week, $10 a month, whatever, help us towards the cost
Yeah,
of
we
the
actually
podcast.
have a couple of people. I think out of the total 13 listeners that we have right now, there's actually a couple that contribute. So
Yeah, so we
So
appreciate
thanks, guys.
that a lot.
That's
It helps
awesome.
us out a lot. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
We do have a free podcast, and we don't make any money on it, so we do appreciate you showing the love back to us for all the time we spend giving it to you.
There you go.
We're entertaining you so thoroughly.
Yeah, like
Oh
thoroughly.
my God.
Right?
It's like, yeah, and the tips and just the banter and just
And all that stuff.
I know, it's just like
And now, like there's Joe Cumia back in the picture. So now yeah.
yes.
Speaking of which, what the hell is going on, man?
Yeah,
like,
give us just like a brief synopsis.
yeah, like
Anything
we haven't
interesting
seen you in
about
a couple of months. So what's
life
happening
in
with you?
general. What's going on? My brother's still doing his podcast, obviously.
Nice.
So, I help him out with that.
The
I'm
Anthony
doing,
Cumia show.
Yeah,
Sweet.
doing little music spots and stuff like that. And between the bands, it's really the bands that keep me busy.
Yeah.
Then you have, of course, Carol and the kids.
Carol.
So I have.
Stop it.
I have a lot to do, man. Gotta go
Stop
out.
So we were just talking about Carol's accent and where it derived from, and she says, right here.
Well, actually,
right here.
well, for
on Long
the
Island.
listeners, they probably are not familiar with Joe's main squeeze or the only squeeze, Carol. So, Joe, can you give us a little impression of Carol?
She was talking the other day about her father who liked army movies, and we watched this movie, The Big Red One, and there's Mark Hamill is
Right.
Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah, Luke Skywalker.
And
yeah, sure.
when I mentioned Mark Hamill was in the movie, she says, "Oh, my father wouldn't like that movie at all. He doesn't like any guys who put skates on their feet. I think that's Dorothy." Dorothy Hamill. The Hamill haircut, the Hamill camel.
Oh, Joseph, stop it.
Stop it. Why he was making fun of me.
It's like everything that ends in ER, she pronounces with a UH at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, I got right here. I'm like, no, it's not right here because
She's-
we're from here
Yeah.
and we don't speak like that.
Yeah,
so where
Well,
are you getting it
anything
from?
that's like an SH sound, let's say like sh, and followed by an R.
Yeah.
She turns that R to a V.
Really?
So she'll go like or like a TH, like a th, like
Yeah.
any of the combination letters. She'll say thv, shvimp, shvimp. That's
A
how
shrimp cocktail.
shvimp cocktail. Keyword shvimp. And she
Shrimp.
does, and she's always she has like these little speech inflections that I picked up on over the years. So
Yeah.
I do a badass Carol.
Yeah, you do a really, really good Carol, man.
Yeah, she's
I'm
very
wondering,
entertaining.
where the accent come from? Did she come from some other part of the country? But it's she's just her
It's her
thing.
own.
It's her thing.
Centerville. She comes from
Oh,
Centerville.
God, that's
Centerville.
even more strange because really it's so central to Long Island, and we definitely have a Long Island accent, but hers is not it.
I hear a little bit of
Where
Fran
is it?
Drescher, like a little Fran Drescher in there, and then something else, some other I don't know, like a Fran,
very distinct.
like Fran Drescher with a lisp.
All right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Fran Drescher with a speech impediment.
Aw,
Oh, stop it, Joseph.
Joseph.
My sister pointed out too that it's not just like she doesn't just go shvimp, she'll go shavimp. Shavimp. Go get the shavimp.
You gotta love her though, man. She's awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Takes good care of me.
Yeah, man. So doing the band thing is going big all summer.
Crazy,
You're
man. A
gigging
lot
it
of,
up like crazy.
Yeah, a lot of work there. I've been working on the bike, of course. I put on my trunk. I do
Nice.
I do stuff around the house constantly.
We actually have quite a few people
So
that like
do
to
you.
ride, right? So
Yeah.
So
We have some updates on that as well.
We put together a hammer and nails ride.
We
'Cause
should,
my brother's
yeah.
my brother drags ass. I mean, I love him, my brother, but I've been asking him to do a annual Brother Joe bike run.
Yeah, for sure.
Years since Opie and Anthony. I mean, since he was on Opie and Anthony, and he just never got it off the ground. I mean, it was something that I brought.
You know how
to
many
him
people would
every
show
year.
up to that bike run?
At least 8.
What?
At least.
What does he have? He's got like 100,000 listeners or something.
If you count the trike as 2 bikes.
Oh right, well yeah, there you
It's
go.
gonna be 8. No, he absolutely. We would have had advertising on Opie and Anthony's show.
Yeah.
Would have been hundreds of bikes.
We should do that. Actually, a great time for rides during the fall. When it starts to cool off a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit, right?
Let's get it going.
We should try to put together maybe some sort of some ride and maybe do a little benefit thing with it or something.
That'd be great.
Something good with the admission fee or something. Let's talk about that, man. That might be
Good.
fun,
Yeah. I think
You
that's
know,
a
that
great
actually,
idea.
when you talk about that, it reminds me of something I wanted to ask you about. Because we're
9 inches. I already
all
told
right,
you.
already with that answer. So, apparently there is some.
But you already know that.
Apparently, shut the fuck up. Apparently, there is some Adam Carolla fan cruise.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Okay,
that.
now people, the first person who brought it to my attention was Ralph Gambale,
Right.
who's one of our longtime listeners.
Love
He's
that
awesome.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he sent me a text, something to the effect of hey,
And
we
his
should
wife
all-
Maria, right?
Yeah.
Maria, I just
Not
met
only
a
she's
girl named
smart,
Maria.
but she's a hot little piece of ass. So anyway, he
That's my
brought it to
wife,
my-
always looking at the ass.
Yes.
Suddenly I found how wonderful a sound can be.
Maria.
Oh, okay, no.
Stop it.
No. So anyway,
Stop
can I
it,
get
Joseph.
my point down? Shut the fuck up.
Mavia.
So Ralph sends me a text about how we should go on this cruise. We should all go, and it would be fun.
Caboose.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to the first
The
thing that came
caboose?
to my mind was no, because first of all, we're friends with Adam, and I would feel like such a fucking loser paying to go on a cruise to hang out with our friends.
Well, why don't we just call him up and yo, Ace man, we want to come on the
But no,
cruise
tell
with you,
me,
man.
I don't know if I'm putting it into words even right, but I get a weird feeling paying to see him.
Well,
you know
what?
I
Because you'd
mean?
feel like a fan.
Yeah, of course we are fans because we love what he does and we think he's super talented. But I would feel like some kind of a stalker or something if I went on that.
Here's
being
a
that we
suggestion.
don't have to pay to go
Here's
see him.
a
We just go to his
suggestion.
house.
I'm just gonna send him an email tonight, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, Ace, we're thinking about coming on your cruise," and see what he says. And he'll be like, "Oh yeah, dude, why don't you guys come?" And
if he got us a couple of tickets, by all means, I would be there. But I would feel weird, like a weird stalker fan, but yet we're his friend. I don't know. Going to his live show, that too, we didn't pay for those tickets either. I
yeah,
don't
but
feel,
it's not about the money though.
I don't know.
You
I
just feel like a
think-
stalker.
Yeah, to pay to go see him would make me feel like, oh, well, look, I guess they, they're not that close. They have to come pay to see him. Or so. I don't know.
Or
it just makes me feel weird.
Here's what
Something.
we would.
I can't put my finger
if you
on
want to
it.
go on that cruise, I'll just I'll email.
Just text him.
Yeah, I'll just email him and dude, we're thinking about going on the cruise with you and see what he says. And if you have any room on it for it, then we'll just go. It would be fun though.
I'm sure
Where is
it would
it?
be
Where's
fun.
the cruise go?
I have absolutely no idea. I think it's in California.
The only cruise I've ever taken went to nowhere. It actually was a cruise to nowhere.
Yeah. I've done those.
It left out of New York and it went down the coast and it was 3 or 4 days and it came back up and that. Yeah, we never boarded anywhere and
I went on a bunch of lesbian cruises.
What cruise line was it?
Oh God, I don't even know. It's back
Not
in the
you, the lesbian cruises. What cruise line was it?
I have no idea, dude. It was back in the 80s. I 80.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I took. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
So you were rowing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was back in the day when you were down in the engine room with a big oar that went through a hole in the side of the boat, and
King of the world.
There was 100 of them. There was the Taskmaster with a whip.
Nice.
Row.
So I was on Amistad Cruise Lines actually.
Like our arms and legs were in shackles, that kind of thing. You did get an hour to go to the casino though, once a day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm looking to go on a cruise, actually. Carol and I were talking about it. We need some time.
Well, so do we, because Skip's never been on a real cruise.
No, I haven't.
Oh, real
it's
cruise.
It's going to be weird for me to go on a cruise with men.
That's right. You've been on
I've been on 7 cruises with Olivia.
Wow.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Olivia is the
company.
It's the travel company for girls.
Yes.
Girls who want to travel with other girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or guys who say they're girls.
You know what? There was a couple of trannies on the ones that I had been on.
They are transgendered individuals, excuse me.
It's kind of like the N-word where they can call themselves that.
Yeah.
I can use the word queer and tranny and all those other words.
Oh, you can?
I can, totally.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yeah.
See, no, that's such a double standard, right? Who's supposed to know, though?
Because it's kind of like ownership, you own it, you know what I mean? It's not a negative word in our community,
right.
R being, not including you,
right.
R being the lesbian and GLBTQ. T, B, Q,
yeah, wow,
ABCDFG.
way too many abbreviations there. I just,
WXYZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like when somebody says.
I just picture a lot of chicks doing a lot of things for 7 days on the high seas.
Oh yeah, I made friends with a guy once a long time ago, and it was just a friend, but his girlfriend got real jealous. So me and the guy had gone out to dinner, and his girlfriend showed up out of nowhere, stalking him, and she's yelling at me you fucking dyke, and I'm like, that's not an insult. I don't take that insult it's not insulting at all. It's okay. I am. So, and it's
go on.
it's yeah, it's
go on.
It's not insulting, and even some people when straight people use the word fag in a demeaning way, that's not PC at all. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Well, there's far too much PC, by the way, for everyone. So
yeah.
Yes,
but the way I feel within the community, to call your friend a fag, it's almost kind of synonymous with effeminate a little bit. It doesn't have a negative connotation when you're using it amongst each other.
Right.
You know
You
what I
hear
mean?
gay guys calling each other girlfriend all the time.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's just for me. I mean, look, hey,
It's
each their own. I'm fine with it, but ugh.
I call Skip that.
Do you?
No, you don't. It's a good thing you don't. No, you don't.
That's what I call Skip.
Stop
Excuse
it,
me.
you bastard.
Stop
Stop
it.
it. You're all just crazy.
Oh shit! So yeah, maybe we should try to coordinate a cruise with the Joe Carroll combo.
Yeah, that would be cool, man.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because Skip hasn't actually gone on a real
we
cruise.
really like Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is awesome.
I think
Maybe even
I've been on that one.
we'll just get the whole crew together. We'll just get a whole bunch of people. That'd be fun,
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Get Paul Rowe.
See if Ant wants to go too.
Anthony would go on a cruise. Dawn, Patrick, Anthony, and whoever the hell, whatever teenager Anthony's hanging out with, they would absolutely. I kid. They would absolutely. He started dating a girl in her 30s.
As long as she's wearing a training
30s.
What?
Really?
That's a grandma to
I
Anthony.
was
But
gonna
wasn't
say,
the last
man,
one?
that's a
didn't
gilf.
She looked like a teenager, wasn't she? In her 30s.
We don't talk about her at all.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Exactly.
All I know is there was some whore that looked like she was 16. I don't even know her name.
That
What the fuck is wrong with that girl?
See, I can say that. Because I don't have to worry about that.
No, she was like a serious loser, though.
Yeah,
I mean, she must have sucked a mean dick, though, because why else?
See,
she didn't. I can tell.
See, Joe was like, yeah, it was all right. Joe got sloppy seconds when Anthony was done with her.
Not so good.
That's why Joe hangs around at Anthony's house so much, because whenever Ant's done,
All the mental midgets with big tits.
Yeah, here's a picture of her.
oh God.
It's a blow-up doll. Yeah.
I don't get that. What you just said, like she sucks a mean dick, right? Like it's kind of like, isn't that just a weird way to say something? Or like, who said that? Wasn't it fucking what's his name, the baseball player? You were saying on Howard. Dykstra was like, I eat a mean pussy, or like, is there such a thing as a mean dick or a mean pussy? Like what? And why would you want to eat it?
I'd say she sucked a dick mean.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's more enjoyable.
Like she sucks dick really good. But like why is it like she sucks a mean dick?
No,
I don't know.
What I meant? I don't analyze it.
I know, no. I know what you mean.
Trying to find like the origin of the expression.
Yes. I need to know where that came from. Like who started saying that and why? Because it really doesn't make sense if you break it down, right? I don't. And why would you want to eat a mean pussy? Right?
Maybe because she told you to.
It's got fucking teeth like
growling back.
Nice.
Eat me!
No! Eat me!
And I was like Sam Kinison. You take down the pants, all of a sudden the pussy starts going, yeah, man. You know what? Eat me! Eat me now! Nice.
You guys are so stupid. All right. Okay. With the sound effects. If my pussy sounded like that, you'd be out the door in 2 seconds.
She's like, I'm picturing a mean pussy's got teeth.
Eat me,
growling
bitch.
at you. Well, like it's like off the street, like, yo, motherfucker, eat me.
Oh, look at that cute little pussy. Whoa, it's me. It's a mean pussy.
See, like, if you had a mean pussy, like, would the mean pussy hold the gun sideways, or would it be like straight up? I don't know.
That'd be gangster pussy.
That'd be gangster pussy. Yo, what's up, motherfucker? Eat me now, man. I put a cap in your ass.
There's different levels of mean pussy.
Oh,
there's
shit.
like, the mildly pissed off pussy. Just a little pissed off. And then there's the really angry pussy.
Yeah.
That kind of pussy. And then there's the gangster pussy. There's like that. There's that crip. That Bloods pussy, that Crip pussy.
And then there's the queef, windy pussy.
Oh, no.
No, the queef pussy's like...
I know what kind of pussy you're quoting, but my pussy creeps like...
That's a part.
Joe, when like you take it all the way out and put it back in,
When she's
like
bending over.
a bunch of times.
From behind. Yeah. It's when you turn over, when you're doing it from behind, and then she flips over to go missionary. That's when you hear that.
When I do it, it sounds like this. That's what it sounds like. That tight seal.
It's that sound, and then it's like the mud flaps.
Oh God, I can't.
Wow! See what happens when you get two animals in a room with, and then with Alison Bedell doing shot to Jameson.
That's how we do it.
It's just an unlimited like possibility that anything can happen.
Oh my God!
Wow! So here you go, party people. It's Tip Tuesday, by the way.
It is Tip Tuesday.
It's
Tip Tuesday!
Tip
But
Tuesday.
I wanted to catch the.
And my tip for Tuesday is drink Jameson, but 12-year-old Jameson though. If you're going to do it right.
Oh. Well, if that was 12 years old, I thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Sure.
But as
It was.
as with most things that are either expensive or like even the fine wine, it's totally wasted on me because I don't appreciate it.
You really don't. You have no idea.
Yeah. No, like your friend who collects all
Yeah,
those
you could
red
be
wine, I
drinking
don't-
Ripple. It wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, it's like total. I won't even taste the expensive wines because it's totally wasted. on me.
Remember Fred Sanford, man, and Sanford his son?
I like to mix my Ripple with cream. I call that cripple.
Cripple. Sometimes I like to mix it with champagne. I call it champipple.
Sam Pipple.
Okay, so I wanted to update the people on our renovation.
You big dummy.
People have been asking me about what's going on with that, and we had a very interesting weekend with calamity all over the fucking place with this renovation in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so the first thing was that that was a series of fuck-ups. Who's that? Let me see.
That is the
Get the
bitch
fuck
you were
outta
talking
here.
about. Oh, we found some.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
Let me see that closer.
We have some. Maria. Oh,
What is that?
Ixnay on the who it is, and don't even allude to who it is, but you know who that is.
Let me
Is
see.
something dripping out of that?
No.
Is that a drip? No.
No,
Let me-
but
let
you
me-
know who that is.
Yes.
Let me see that.
See, like that's like the Pam Anderson pussy,
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
right? It's like all
But that's we found
Neat.
a whole bunch.
really where?
Oh, it's being safely kept until the time is right. We need 6 more months.
Oh,
And it's all done and over with.
nice.
Oh, and then
Who took that? Did he take that?
no.
Oh.
No, this was $80. $80 she got paid to do this.
Really?
$80, not only this, but a whole series
80 for the series or 80 per picture?
for the series.
Oh, are we talking?
Yeah.
Are we talking about?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, the 16-year-old looking whore.
Wow.
Yes.
The JJ
And
shots.
she's as stupid as she is hoary. Oh my God, is she dumb?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy good God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I bet you all wish you knew what we were looking at right now.
she has a nice pussy.
Wait.
It's vagina.
Get over here. Eat me. Eat me. Eat me now. Eat me
Take it back. It's not a nice pussy. It's
Wow.
a mean pussy.
Mean pussy.
You really eat a mean pussy.
He really did.
It's
Give me, you stupid old guy.
It's for JJ.
Okay, so anyway, so it started
Vagina.
with Friday night. He's going to distract me because he's looking for pussy pictures. I can see it.
No,
in the
not
corner
at
of
all.
my eye.
No.
Okay.
No, I was actually just
No, actually, now he's looking for dick pics now.
I was answering a
switched
text
over.
from my brother. Actually, we're doing. We'll be doing a poker game this weekend.
Okay.
I'm off.
Oh, nice.
So we were going to start painting the kitchen this weekend. So on Friday night at 9 p.m., we went to Home Depot to pick up the paint.
So
Now-
first of all, hold on. I got to stop you right there. That's pretty fucking scary, right? Just in case anybody
Oh,
wants.
and it was your birthday.
If anybody wants to know what TV celebrities do on a Friday night
On their birthday.
on his birthday, we go to Home Depot and get fucking paint. Okay.
So
Yeah.
we had already decided that we had looked through all the different paints, and
That's really
Love-
sad, actually.
I know, but we're
right?
married and we're happy and we don't need to be
It's my
someplace.
birthday, right? We went to Home Depot.
I know.
Wow.
So anyway, so we decided we were going to use the Ralph Lauren line of paint because they have a lot of textured paints, including metallic, river rock, and suede. And we wanted something that had a texture in it that wasn't just like a flat paint. So we decided on the suede line of paint. So when you put it on with the special brushes and it's a special texture to the paint, it looks like suede, like a brushed suede, and it's
Oh,
really
is that why they call it suede?
yes.
Oh.
So I go over to the counter and there's nobody there. So finally this girl comes sauntering over and we give her the 2 squares from the sample colors that we had decided on. So
I thought for a second it was Missy Elliott, by the way, too. I wasn't really sure, but I figured like maybe things weren't going so well with a recording career and she got a job at Home Depot at night. I don't know, but
no.
Okay.
So Missy takes the 2 squares and she starts to type in, I guess, Ralph Lauren, and she's like, okay, and what finish do you want? And I'm like, there is no finish. It's only one. It's like it's a suede line. She's like, well, it shows up here, it's got gloss and semi-gloss, eggshell, blah, 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 blah. I go, no, there is, you don't choose a finish. This is the suede line. There is no finish selection. So she's like, oh, and she's like trying to look shit up, and she's scrolling through, and I'm thinking, you fucking stupid ass. Like, come on. Like, she's supposed to know. There's only 3 types of paint they got there, right? It's like Bear, Ralph Lauren, and something else.
Right, like this is what you do.
Yeah,
like,
this is your specialty in your department.
Your job every day for 8 hours a day is to mix paint.
Right.
So, and there's only
so many selections.
There's only 3 kinds of paint to mix in the store.
Right.
All right. So anyway, she was trying though. She was very nice.
She was very nice, but she was definitely not the quality customer service that I would have expected. So she finally realizes after a few minutes that on the back of this color card is a SKU code, which she then scanned, and then all of a sudden all the information pops up on the screen, and we're all happy, like, yay, you figured it out. And we go to walk away and pick out our, all the stuff that we have to get, the brushes and the rollers. So while she's mixing the paint, we're doing our shopping, and at some point I go to get our bag of soil, and I walk past the counter to tell her I'm going to be back in a few minutes, but the paint's already on the counter, and I'm like, oh, that was fast.
She moved pretty fast.
Yeah, which isn't a good thing when it comes to paint, because if anybody's ever purchased paint at the paint counter, they put those things in the shaker for a good long time because they have to be mixed and shook and shook and shook. Right. And it was not a good long time. So
it was not.
Right.
It was
so,
not.
So right away I'm thinking she didn't do the right thing. So I go and get my soil, come back, we got our paint, we buy our shit. We bought 2 gallons of paint, each one a different color, one for the bathroom, one for the kitchen. Saturday morning comes around, Skip's about to start painting the kitchen. So I'm in the dining room, and I'm looking on the computer, doing my stuff, and he's inside painting, and I go inside to see how it's going, because there's a certain technique you got to use to put this paint on, like.
Which, by the way, it's like this whole, you got to use a special roller,
and you just paint in V's in 18-inch sections.
You got to paint in like a certain
pattern,
like pattern, and roll it in a V and up and down, and 18 inches at a time. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just trying to paint the fucking wall over here, right?
So now by the time I walk into the kitchen, he's halfway done with one wall. And I'm looking at it, and all of a sudden it's
hold on. Let's back up for a second. You're in another room, and I yell into you, there's 2 cans of paint. One was like the Cordova. What was it? Cordova. And, and there was some other name. Yeah. And I'm like, which one is for the kitchen, the Cordova or the other one? You're like, the Cordova. I said, okay. Clearly you knew which one it was. Yes. I didn't remember. We had the swatches. It was like you knew exactly. They were totally different paints.
Yes.
And I didn't remember the name.
But I knew the name of the one.
I didn't remember the name of which. So I open up the can of Cordova, and I just start doing this special pattern of the roller up and down with the V's, and I'm like, wow, I'm doing a really good job. This looks great.
Yeah. So I walk in the kitchen and I look at the wall, and it hits me. That's the wrong color. What the fuck are you doing? You told me this color. Like, that's not the right color. So now I look at the
can, and I said, yeah, it is. You said, yeah.
Look at it. Now, when you get a can of paint, what they do before they seal it shut is they put their finger in it, and they touch, the top of the can, so there's like a drop of the paint on the lid, so next to the sticker with the name of it, so you know what color is in the can.
Right.
This dumbass she switched the stickers and then put the drop onto the sticker, but it wasn't the right drop. So on Cordova was the color on the top, but it was the other one's. So Cordova's sticker was on the other one's can, and then she put the other one's color on the sticker. So in other words, we had red and blue paint. She put the red label on the blue can of paint and then put a drop of blue onto the red sticker.
It's very confusing.
She fucked the shit all up.
It's very confusing, but all I can tell you is I called out the correct name of the paint and put it on the wall, but it was the opposite one.
So now because this stupid ass couldn't handle 2 cans of paint, now we have to first start doing the other room instead, since you already opened up the can and started with the roller. And now you also have to re-prime the wall that you started. And you had to wait to prime it because you had to wait for it to dry to begin with.
I had to prime over everything I did, which was like half the kitchen.
Right.
Which
so now
sucked,
you had to wait for and you couldn't even do it right away because you have to wait for the paint that you just put on to dry before you can prime again.
Right.
So that was a colossal waste of paint and primer and time because of this stupid bitch. So now that was our fucking paint calamity.
Well, that's pretty rough. Stupid bitch.
Yeah, stupid bitch. She was. Because, first of all,
Do you think she had a mean pussy?
she looked like she had a dumb pussy. Oh. So anyway.
What's that? Like, what's a dumb pussy sound like?
You got the dumb pussy face on right now, too. Okay, anyway.
I'm a pussy. Nope.
No.
So then, next calamity is we have had a sample tile for our kitchen in our house for like the last 3 years when we were going to start the kitchen 3 years ago. So we got a piece of tile sample, like a full tile, but we decided that this is the one we're going to use when we eventually tile the kitchen. So we have this tile. Skip goes to the store, and they have this tile in the whole lobby of the tile store as well. So not only do we have a tile sample that we know looking at it.
This will give you an idea of what kind of tile it is, because this is a really high-end tile store, and this is out of the hundreds and hundreds of tiles they sell there, mostly high-end tiles. This one particular tile is the one they chose to use in their showroom of their own store.
Right.
So when we walked in, we're like, wow, that is outrageous. We need to have it.
Right.
And
so
we did.
It's got a combination of it's almost like browns in it that almost from a quick glance looks like it could be hardwood, but it's also got this like steel paint on it where it's almost like it's a combination of paint like that was dropped on a wood floor almost. It's kind of those colors. But it's
it's got metallic. It's like a wood floor almost with like bands of like steel and copper through it.
Right.
It's very, very unique looking and nothing like I've ever seen before.
Right.
And that's why we're like, we need to have that.
Right, because it really fit in with the rustic industrial look of our kitchen, both combination, all in one tile. So we know what it's going to look like on the floor already because it's in the showroom. So Skip orders it and then goes through the trouble of going to the store, loading it in the truck, making sure it gets to the house safely, and then unloading it from the truck.
By the way,
box by box.
For those of you, like, I've been doing tile for decades, and I can tell you everything about tile is heavy. Every bit of it, right? It's like hard on your body. Like you're on your knees, you're tiling, you're lifting heavy, heavy boxes of tile. It's like everything. Like when you get done of a day of tiling, you feel like someone's beating you with a baseball bat, mostly across the lower back.
But just bringing the boxes from his truck to the house one by one because they're so heavy.
There's cases and cases and dozens and dozens of cases of tile, each one weighing about 100 pounds.
Right.
So finally I get it all loaded into the house. We waited to get it because it was special order, the whole thing.
And he opens up a couple of boxes and lays it out on the floor. I'm in the other room again, so he's like, oh, this is going to look great.
You know what I just realized? You just said it. You were in the other room again. Mm-hmm. So, like, it seems like every time you're in the other room and I'm working and you come in, oh, no, wait a minute, that's not the right color paint. Wait a second, that's not the right tile.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? I think I should go in the other room, and you should be the one laying the fucking tile, because every time like that, it's like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah, so he's got it all laid out on the floor, and I walk over to look at it. I'm like, that's wrong. That is not the tile that we have had here for the last 3 years. The tile that he brought into the house is the tile that we had plus a shiny, glossy glaze over every tile. So instead of it being a matte finish, it has now a gloss finish.
It's a different finish on the tile.
It's
right?
the finish, which makes it a different tile. It's different. It's not the same. What I wanted, what we've had, is a matte tile with a metallic finish over portions of it.
So what we're finding out is that every lot, and you know everybody probably already knows this.
I think that's bullshit. Because when you have
lots of tile come, like the dye lots, they come different. So if you get a tile right now and a couple of years from now you try to replace that tile.
A dye lot is not the same as adding a finish. They added something to it that wasn't there before.
Okay. Well, whatever the case is, we are now in the process of trying to rectify it. And what the big picture of all of this is that we had kitchen cabinets coming and everything coming toward the end of this week, and the floor had to be tiled in order for that to happen. So now everything got pushed back because of nothing got tiled.
Right.
So here's the moral of the story, people. To make a very, very, very long, complicated story much shorter. Remodels, even for a general contractor that have been doing this for decades, remodels, there's always something that can go wrong, especially when you're dealing with special order stuff. And be prepared for setbacks with schedule and timing and money and everything else.
So here's another setback that we had. So you were in the bathroom. Now you started on the bathroom because you couldn't do the kitchen.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I was on the toilet. I was like, wait a second.
No.
What are we talking about here?
The new bathroom, you were tiling the shower. We got these new long planks. And so you started tiling, or actually you started the process. You put that piece of wood in the middle of the wall so that you can level
It's
the
a
planks.
ledger. It's a ledger. So when I set the tile.
Right. So I'm on a FaceTime call with my friend Quana. And you call me into the bathroom. So I turn the FaceTime around so she can see it too, what you're showing me. And he's got one of the tiles resting on this ledger so I can see what it's going to look like on the wall.
This is a 8-inch wide by 48-inch long plank porcelain tile, very heavy. It looks like a wood plank, Joe. It looks like a basically like a plank of wood, but it's a long 4 foot long tile.
So it's going to look like it's like a wooden shower.
And it's up about 3 feet up off the ground, sitting on top of a strip of wood, a ledger, which I make to make them all level and sit on.
Right. So
I'm holding it up with one hand, and it's sitting up there fine. I'm like, hey, come in, check this out. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Right. So I turn the Facebook, around the camera so she can see it too. So we're both looking at it. Ooh, that's going to look great. And then all of a sudden, I don't even know what the fuck happened. You moved your hand, and then
I got distracted because you came in like a little sexy, like, I don't know what you were wearing, but it was like, yeah.
The plank fell off the fucking wall and broke into a million pieces. I'm like, there's $10. $10 a plank. $10 fucking dollars a plank.
Yeah.
We bought $440 worth. We bought 44 planks. And now we have 43.
Well, by the way, just so you know, I just counted them up the other day, and actually we're short anyway, so I had to go back.
Really? How was that possible?
I don't know.
Our math was off then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it cost it cost $440.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is what happens every time you walk in the room. So think about this. All in one weekend.
Yep.
You were on the other side of the house. You walk in the room. Oh, that's the wrong paint. And then, like a couple hours later or the next day, you come in. Oh, that's the wrong tile. And then, like the next day, you come in and like you got like a little booby dress on, and like, whoa, that looks really nice. Crash, boom, and the tile smashes on the floor.
We're not getting a lot of progress.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like you either need to stay in the room while I'm working, or you should just like go somewhere else, because every time you enter the room, something like doesn't go right.
Yeah. Well, one thing did go right today.
What's that?
You finished our outdoor kitchen.
True.
The granite came today, and
True. So
there was a little fuck up with that, in that they cut the granite without us actually picking which portion of the granite we wanted them to cut. They just went and hurry up and cut it before we wanted them to.
Yeah, it came out great, though.
But it looks nice.
We're using a great company, Lido Stone out in Long Island, and they're awesome. They did a great job. And actually, that whole thing came up out of necessity, because, some things actually really always work out good out of necessity, right? So it just kind of happened. So we had, when we demoed our old kitchen, like months ago, when there was still snow on the ground, this how big and long this project has been, we're finally getting to the point where we're almost ready for cabinets. But meanwhile, the kitchens and bathrooms are like one of the worst things to remodel, because unless they move along really quickly, you are without that room.
And it's an important one,
especially the kitchen. So
be without a kitchen sink.
Yeah, so try not having a kitchen sink, or try not having something to cook on, and doing dishes with a hose, or like in the bathroom sink. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So we had all these old cabinets from the other kitchen that were either going to go on the curb or in the dumpster or somewhere. And then, all of a sudden, it occurred to me, well, let me just put them outside, underneath that roof, underneath the awning, and maybe I'll just set them up there and make some sort of makeshift countertop that we can use, just to set the old sink up on, and actually we've been using that most of the summer as our kitchen.
Yeah, we put the old sink in, and he had a big piece of plywood as a counter for the last couple of
It
months.
was the plywood countertop.
Yeah.
But it worked good.
Yeah, it worked. It worked fine. It served its purpose, and we had the cabinets. And then a few weeks ago, we painted the cabinets with some special paint for furniture, and it looks like
Joe, you got to check
amazing.
this stuff out. This Rust-Oleum
Oh.
makes this cabinet finish. It's like this Restore, I think they
Let me show
call
you
it.
a picture.
And like if you're ever like getting tired of your cabinets and you don't want to go through the whole expense and all the work of like getting all new cabinets, they make this finish that you can actually put on your existing cabinets. It goes right over your existing cabinets. You don't have to do any sanding, no nothing.
This is it.
Yep.
Yeah, so those were like
old, crappy pink oak.
they were like light color
Wow, they look good.
oak color cabinets, and this Rust-Oleum makes this Restore that's designed for kitchen cabinets, and it goes right over your old finish. Like
It looks like rich Corinthian leather.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It looks really good.
Hey, did you
thanks,
see the
man.
counter that the granite matches the bar with the granite, so everything matches.
it's finally
is outside.
Yes.
No shit.
it's outside.
Yep.
You guys are getting a little,
Fancy.
some kind of little fancy schmancy
Yeah, and look at
on
that
us.
nice new sink. It's a brand new, nice brushed
beautiful.
stainless sink.
So those cabinets
Party
were
at the Bedells.
Labor Day party.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be done by then. So yeah, like we had to like make the best of like those old like had to have something, you
Yeah.
know. So like we kind of like put them together, and then all of a sudden it occurred to me, well, maybe while we're having those countertops made for the kitchen,
We entertain
inside,
outside so much. It's just so convenient to be able to not have to go in and out, in and out, in and out. We got cups and plates.
Not lately.
Well, now it's just out.
Yeah. I was gonna say not entertaining lately.
No, but
'cause
yeah.
lately the Friday nights are like in Home Depot.
Right.
That is pretty sad though when you think about it, man. Like last Friday night, dude. It was my birthday, and like we first of all I was still feeling crappy, but we wound up going to Home Depot and like getting paint.
Well, you know what we did
Are we
Saturday night?
are we old
Do
or
you know what I did on my
or just boring?
on my birthday?
What?
You ate dinner with
went
us.
out- Yeah, we
No, that wasn't actually his
went out-
birthday.
That sucked.
Yeah, no, we went out to dinner, but before, but like on my birthday, on the day of my birthday,
Yeah.
I took every bulb out of every socket in this house,
Yeah.
and replaced it with LED.
Oh yeah,
Every
yeah. You told
entire-
us,
All
yeah.
right.
Every single bulb and all the floodlights on the top of the top of the vaulted ceiling in the living room, everywhere they're all LED now. So you can't just like do that. You can't. I don't write anything down.
Right.
So like I have it in my head like, okay, I need 1860 watt bulbs. I need 12 floods, the big ones, 4 small floods, and I'll just like go there with it in my head and expect to be able to do it all. I went back to Home Depot like 8 times on my birthday.
He always does that.
Back and forth, back and forth.
People at Home Depot think that I'm a retard. They're like, dude, I swear to God, the
write it
the
down.
guy at the cash register, like the cashier, like, dude, weren't you just here?
Yeah,
Like,
he will
like,
go back and
literally 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But like on the way back to the job, I realized I forgot something, so
Yeah.
I went back and got it, and I was literally
Not all, like,
just.
these are LEDs.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are all LEDs.
Oh, wow.
Everything's LED now.
Nice.
It's all LED.
Wow.
Oh well.
Huge savings in electricity, by the
And
way.
22 years. They last like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to change another. I won't have to change a bulb till like 4 years
that's
after
how we
I'm
did our
dead.
new
You know what?
kitchen.
When you're changing these bulbs, someone's going to be changing your diapers.
Yeah.
You're right.
The bulb's gonna outlive you.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
22 years. The big floodlights last.
Wow.
And they suck up like no juice at all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's like 6 watts.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable
Crazy.
how much.
And they're
energy
bright
you
as
save.
hell.
Yeah.
The one I have, I'll show you on the way out. The one I have in my garage.
Yeah.
I put a 100 watt LED.
Right.
It's like it's blinding.
Yeah, it's like the sun.
It's
blinding.
comparatively. It's not actually 100 watt. It's
No,
like
it
yeah,
compares
it
to a
basically
100 watt
compares to-
bulb.
Yeah, it's probably like 14
Yeah,
watts or
LED
something.
is about
Yeah.
14 watts. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, we actually we had a fun Sunday night. Similarly, you ever watch that show Preacher?
Yeah,
Such a good show. Oh my God, we
It's a cool
love
show,
that
right?
Show. So it goes on at 9:00. So 8:00, I'm like, I need a snack. We don't have anything. Skip ate all the ice
The
cream.
kid from Breaking Bad.
No.
He's not in that show?
Nope.
No,
he was in that.
No,
Yeah,
there
the
was it's some like a totally different cast.
Totally different cast.
Seth Rogen is actually the executive producer.
producer.
He's the writer of it.
Oh, right. That's where I saw it.
It follows the comic book series Preacher,
right?
And which I never read, but actually the series, the show was really good.
So good.
It's really good.
So we decided to go to Stop and Shop on Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, so listen to what happens in the fucking store there. So we just started shopping. We got a cart. We're pushing through, and we passed by I think the frozen section, and I'm going to pick out a couple. I see the Friendly's ice cream is on sale, so I'm just standing there in front of the frozen, and I'm looking for something. I pick out something. I got a couple of really cold things in my hands, and I'm like looking around, like, where's Skip? Skip! Skip! So now I'm walking through the store. Skip! Skip! And I can't find him. So now I walk down. I see by the meat, there's Skip standing in front of the meat section. And I'm like, hey. And he turns around and he's like, oh, hey. So he starts pushing the cart and walking, to continue shopping. I'm like, but he's walking away from me with the cart. I'm like, stop. Are you really making me chase you down with this food? Like, stop so I can put it in the fucking cart. So then I get over to him. I'm like, you know what? Give me that fucking cart. How about this? You go shopping for what you want, and then you come find me because I'm going to have the cart. You go looking for me.
All right. So,
then I walk away.
So hold on a second. Hang on.
Away,
hold on. I got to stop you right there because just hold your horses. Meanwhile, as she's over in the fucking ice cream aisle, loading up her arms like some obsessed ice cream fanatic, she's literally got like 30 cartons of like Ben and Jerry's, right? Like this, right? Yeah. So she goes to turn around and there's no cart there.
There's nobody there.
So she's carrying like all this ice cream, like just like basically falling out of her hands, and
it's cold. It hurts.
So as you were doing that, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go try to get some, some meat or whatever, like, turkey or chicken, whatever it is. I was like in the butcher department.
Takes the cart.
And so there's some guy that passes by, which happens quite a lot. It's been happening a lot lately also, which is really weird because like our show's between seasons, not even on the air right now.
Let me just.
So someone's in the store is like, dude, I love your show.
You know what? Shut the fuck up already. You jumped ahead. Was my fucking point.
I'm going to finish this story because you missed the whole thing.
No. Can you shut the fuck up for a second?
You missed it.
You missed it because my fucking point was going to be before you opened your big fucking mouth, you always got to hit the punchline before I finish, is that as I'm yelling at him, like, now you come find me with the fucking cart, and then I catch this guy who's standing there waiting for his wife, and I look at him, and I'm like, ugh. And I walked away with like shaking my head like, ugh. So that's what I did in front of the fucking guy who was just standing. He hadn't said anything to Skip at this point. He just saw me blow
You're
a fit.
entirely wrong. You're entirely wrong. Well, you were all like stuffing your face and your arms with ice cream, Missy. I was having a whole conversation with him for like 10 minutes about the show.
But I didn't see
So she comes running over and she's like, blah! Where'd you go with the card? Give me that fucking card! And the dude looks at me and like, wow, hey, is that?
Wow.
By the way, is that your wife that's on the show too? And I'm like, yeah.
Wow, I bet you eat some mean pussy.
Yeah. Actually, I eat a really mean pussy. So smart ass. So you come over and take the card.
You weren't talking to anybody.
No, you are 100% wrong because the dude who looked like he was walking the opposite direction with me was actually following me along, trying to talk to me the whole time I was getting stuff in the cart. And when you came over and like stole, give me that fucking cart. The guy looks at me and is like, wow, dude. Hey, man. Great catch. Hey, good. Yeah, good.
And I'm
hey.
like, it fucking figures.
Good for you, man. Wow, your wife's like, she's awesome. Hey, by the way, is she on the show with you too? Oh, yeah, that's her. Yeah.
So it fucking figures that, like, because we know our own banter. He knows that I'm not necessarily.
There was no banter there. You were just being a nasty bitch with your arms full of ice cream that needed a cart.
Next time on Divorce Court.
Give me that cart.
Will Skip get the cart back from Alison? Here's a blonde loaded down with ice cream in the middle of path, Mark.
With giant titties. Trying to hold 30 cartons of Ben & Jerry's.
So it just fucking figures that the one time...
Dude, you like totally bitched me out. You were like a total like royal
you
bitch.
You deserved it, but it fucking figures that people recognize
you
us.
were so
right
fucking
there.
bitchy, though. And I was like, you know what? Take the cart and get the fuck out of here then. Fine, go.
Not only did you take the cart and not tell me that you were leaving, but as you saw me approaching, you continued to walk away instead of coming to me so I could put the stuff in the cart.
Yeah, because
really? Where's your common
I was
sense?
getting meat.
Where's your fucking common sense?
Listen, what's more important, meat or ice cream?
It's irrelevant. Oh my God, are you stupid?
What's
It's
for
irrelevant.
dinner? What's for dinner? Meat.
Where's the beef?
You just like saying it like that.
No, I do. Listen, it's not my problem that you decide to overload yourself with every fucking
That's got
container
nothing
of
to
ice
do
cream
with
in the
it. You
entire
were making
supermarket.
Me chase you as you saw me approaching. You continue to walk in the opposite direction instead of helping me out.
Meat. Yo, that guy looked at me. He's like, "Wow, dude, she's a bitch." Like. He was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?" And then he's like waving his wife over, and she comes running. She goes, I told you that was him. He's the guy from Catch a Contractor." And then you come over, and then you go running away with the cart, and I'm standing there like holding my dick, and I'm like, "Yeah, hey, is she on the show too?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's my wife, Alison. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his wife was like, "Oh, hey, she seems nice."
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how about that autograph now?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even need hers, but I'll take yours, though. Wow, man. Don't get in the way of the fucking ice cream, dude. She turns into the fucking ice cream. You know, like the heat miser? She's like the ice cream miser. Oh, wow,
so then,
dude.
okay, well, I had a
You're
little-
like another person. You like fucking sprouted horns and
Yeah.
shit. You were like,
What can I say?
I'm just trying to get some meat.
I also unleashed on somebody else today.
That is some mean pussy.
Really? Yeah.
Somebody, oh my God, they got my wrath today as well. Again, with the fucking Craigslist.
You can really be a nasty bitch when you want to, by the way. I'm like you turn into a whole other person.
Well, when I'm right and other people are idiots.
No, when you have ice cream in your arms, that's all that matters,
Now,
man.
listen to this. So I listed the storm door that you took
Would you be
off.
any nicer to me if my first name was Ben and my middle name was Jerry?
Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Okay, now we all know that you're just kidding because I'm fucking nice to you all the fucking time.
You are, except for when I'm pushing the cart in the opposite direction and you have an armful of ice cream.
Except for when he's shopping for meat.
You're completely lacking in common sense. You deserved it. So, you know how I list this shit?
Yeah, but not in front of the fans.
Carol does the same thing, though, in the store. Whenever we go shopping, I'm usually the one with the cart. I'm pushing it around. And I got the two girls to look out for most of the time. So Carol will run off. But she runs off like on a tangent, just takes off and disappears. So now I'm
Yeah, but
walking
that's
around
what
with a
she
friggin'
does. She
cart.
expects me to follow her
I'm
with the
walking
cart,
around with
like
the
I'm
cart
the fucking
looking-
cart jockey.
looking
And
for
God
her.
forbid I go down a different aisle, and she turns around with an armful
Well, then-
of shit, and I'm not right on her heels with the
He
cart.
doesn't even say that he's walking away. I turn around with food to put in the cart, and he's gone. And then I'm screaming his name, and
You
he
know
doesn't
what?
answer.
Next time, take your own fucking cart. We'll have two carts. How about that? Then we won't have this problem.
Perfect.
All right, there you go. We're going to roll up to the register
It
with two
seems as though
carts.
they've decided to go with two carts.
Where's the music, Joe?
It's gone.
Cue the music. I just found the solution. You should, when we first walk into the store, you get one cart, go one way, I'll go the other way, get your shit, I'll meet you back at the register. Done.
Yeah, but you
Problem
need
solved.
to be told what to get.
I'll show up with a meat.
You need to be
And
instructed.
you'll have fucking chips and ice cream and all the other cookies and other shit.
You took thighs with bones in it last night, by the way. I put them all back when you went to go get the cooked chicken. I put those packages of meat that you were getting when you're talking to the guy. I put them all back.
That's because you distracted me.
Negative meat.
Meat with bones. Bony meat.
Only you have to get the boneless thighs.
Wow.
Not the one with the bone. It's gross.
How do those little chickens walk with no bones?
It's like a little. It's like
Listen to their legs. Their little legs going.
it's like a little gimpy rubber leg chicken.
Oh my god.
It's got a little chicken wheelchair. Little chicken crutches.
I'm a chicken hawk, and you're a chicken.
I'll say.
Hey, boy. Something kind of creepy about a boy who don't like baseball.
Foghorn Leghorn.
I love him. That was one of the funniest goddamn cartoons ever.
Oh, shit.
Who the hell's texting me now? I'm recording a masterpiece, damn it.
We're talking about meat and mean pussy. Leave us alone.
Talking about bones, meat, and pussy. Ah, pussy.
What the hell is going on here, man? Wow.
So let me get on to my next rant. I have another one.
Yeah.
So we had already had an episode where
Oh, no,
we
you
talked
stop.
about...
Go on.
Please continue.
Because then I forget what I'm going to say because of my dementia.
No, it's the Jameson. Dementia's got nothing to do with it.
That's Carol's middle name. Carol, dementia, Walsh.
Jameson.
Maximizer. Maximizer.
Oh, God.
Maximizer.
So we had already had an episode where we bitched out about the fucking assholes that try to chew you down on Craigslist. When you list shit and they always try to get you to negotiate the price, and they go way the fuck low. Or they'll show when the guy that showed up at the house and right away, and he said he was going to buy it, and then he shows up and he's like, well, how'd you come up with that price? Because look over here, they're selling cabinets
meanwhile,
like this,
what
blah,
is
blah,
the
blah.
point? That's the whole point of Craigslist. I show you a picture with a price
And
under
that's it.
and you say, I want to come and get it, and I will give you that
and
price.
everybody was like trying to chew
It doesn't
you down.
mean show up and like if I ask you $100, doesn't mean show up and say I'll give you 60.
Yeah,
If I wanted to sell it for 60, I would have said fucking 60.
Or I'd rather just not sell it at all than give it to you for like almost nothing. Fuck you.
How about I throw it in the dumpster
Right.
and you go home?
That would make me happier. So I listed that screen door that you took off, the 30-inch screen door, because he replaced it. He made the hole bigger, and he made it 32.
Ooh,
yeah.
bigger hole.
Like it had to do with me.
Yeah.
So
I did. I had to widen it up. It was like splitting a log when we first met. Hey, you hadn't had listen. You haven't had anything in there that was like live tissue for like 10 years. All right, it was like all silicone and batteries. All right, so
not even that. It wasn't any of that. She didn't like when I used anything.
really nothing at all. Not even a strap on.
It wasn't
Nothing.
allowed. I didn't like the strap on.
Oh, no?
Like, no. It just felt like.
So it was like, really there was
Yeah.
nothing in there for 10 years. Wow,
Just a finger.
10 years.
Yeah.
I love the strap on
See,
myself.
So, she was with guys for like most of her life, and then she went the other way for a little while,
Right.
and then
Not a
when
little while, a decade.
well, yeah, okay, that's and like in the scope of things,
In the
that's like-
grand scheme of things.
yeah, and like when
What's a
it's-
decade?
The grand scheme of the universe,
That's a
it's
quarter of my life.
It's a mere speck in the hourglass of time.
Quarter, 25%.
All right, well, listen, the moral of the story is when I finally got a hold of you, I was like, wow, like what? Wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
That was like fresh.
Yeah.
Like untouched.
Yeah. Like re-virginized.
Re-virginized.
Yeah, that'll happen to girls that aren't, reamed on a regular steady basis. Yeah. It does happen. I remember, 'cause
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend that used to pride herself on that. I would break up with her,
Right.
and like she wouldn't have sex with it. She just wouldn't have sex for like a month, 2 months.
You were the only one,
3
Joseph.
months, and
only
yeah,
you.
she was a little sick. She was a little weird, but it's
Right,
kind of girl I attracted. And sorry, Carol. And what happened was she would end up like re-virginizing, and it was just it was hell to get that thing back in there.
Wow.
It took a while.
Wow.
I was like, all right, okay, come on.
You need like
sorry.
a shoehorn and like a gallon of
But
lube.
you know how good it feels for a guy to go, oh, am I hurting you?
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be more gentle.
Right. Well, that's much better than, is it in yet?
Yeah, right. Hello.
Hello.
So,
You did say something, though. I have to interject very quickly. My brother he was screamed at by, do you know who Ben Stein is?
Sure.
yeah, win
Right,
Ben
Ben
Stein's
Stein.
money.
Yeah.
Ben Stein, right? Win Ben Stein's money.
Yeah.
Well, I did a parody, actually. It was Win Ben Stein's Respect. Because what happened was Anthony said exactly. Now, what did the guy do that went on eBay or whatever it was?
Craigslist.
He tried to what you down? He tried to
Chew.
Okay. Ben Stein lost his fucking mind on my brother, and he swore up and down. Now, I've always used, and Anthony has always used, chewing someone down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
chewing someone down, chewing down the price.
But there's a negative expression.
I guess there is. I didn't
is-
know about it.
Well, it's because Jews are supposed to be considered cheap, so the expression is try to Jew them down. Because Jews are cheap, you want to try to get the price down. But it's kind of like the same thing with the expression, the jig is up.
Ah, and gone.
Don't say that amongst these walls there, boy. You in the wrong place for that.
You know, everything has like a history of where it originated, and then people
Right.
are using these expressions, and they don't even realize
Right.
what
So
the original meaning.
you could say Jew you down because you're a Jew, and like
I would never say that.
If you're a black person, you could use the N word and say right.
Let's be honest for a second.
They call themselves Jig.
When I was in school. No, you're right.
What's his
you're
name? What's that? More Money, More Problems. Jig on the cover of Fortune.
Yeah,
500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Well, I mean, if you're
You talking about Puffy?
No.
Chewing,
Biggie.
But the
Oh,
difference
Biggie,
between
yeah.
chewing and Jewing down. Ben Stein lost his fucking mind at Anthony, and I said,
Wait a minute.
Ben,
Wait. Ben
because
Stein's
was
Jewish?
on the phone. He was.
Oi. Oi, his name was Stein.
Yes, Ben Stein
Is it
Jewish.
Stein or Steen?
Oh, how can you not tell?
Well, what happened was he had him on the phone. He had him on the phones waiting. They were Ben Stein was waiting to get on the show with Opie and Anthony, and you can hear what's going on in the studio. So Anthony innocently said something about chewing someone down in price. Oh, what were you trying to chew him down? And Ben Stein gets on and goes, who was that, Opie or Anthony, that said Jewing someone down? And Anthony goes, oh, that was me, Ben, but it wasn't Jewing, it was chewing. And I was in the studio at the time. And once Ben really started going off on Anthony, I realized he wasn't going to relent. He was dead fucking set on making Anthony feel bad and having him admit to saying Jewing down when he actually said chewing down. I said, Ben, you know how I know how I know why you're so offended? Because when I was in high school, I had a friend. We were standing outside. We were about ready to go on a field trip. And the kid asked, he was a Jewish kid, and he asked his father, he said, can I borrow $50, Dad, for the field trip? And his father said, $40? What do you need $20 for? So that's how I know this story is true. But he said chewing, my Jewish friend.
My Hebrew brethren.
My Hebrew brother. Right. Anti-Semitic you think I am. What kind of anti-Semitic you think I am? If I was going to do that, I'd call you a bagel bender.
How dare you talk about the Jews like that?
If I were a rich man. I'm telling you, man. He really
Simon
did.
Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Simon Tov, Simon Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Simon Tov. Oi!
Jado, made a play.
Hey! What the fuck is going on in this? This is like a fucking Twilight Zone episode, dude. Seriously, what happened?
Where are we going?
Oh, God.
Carol grew up with a whole bunch of Jewish kids, and she all of a sudden she was like, so, are we gonna celebrate Hanukkah?
Did she say it? Hanukkah?
This was like last season. Like around last Easter, she's like, "We gonna celebrate?" I'm like, "No, what am I gonna celebrate Hanukkah for? Let's do Hanukkah and Purim and Shavuot,
Yeah.
L'chaim and
All that
Well,
stuff.
I have another.
man.
Actually, I have a topic I wanted to.
Well, you grew up with
discuss.
all that stuff too, being like a nice Jewish girl,
We got
right? So,
a new
like, so you
topic.
understand,
Yeah.
you understand all of that.
another topic.
Yeah.
That's funny though, because you have to be completely PC because you have like the whole like the LGB thing behind you, and you're Jewish, and what else? What
She's
else?
black too.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're lesbian, dated a black guy, and you're Jewish, so you basically cover all the black.
KKK fucking hates me.
Yeah,
Hates me.
Daniel Carver has like been looking for you. Had like a hit
They
out
don't
of
know which
That's
part of
them
me they
damn
hate most.
Democrats.
Yeah.
That's right.
Daniel Carver's had a hit on you for like the last 20 years.
Oh yeah.
I'm not talking about hitting on you. Like he put a hit out on you.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Wake up, Jewish, lesbian, American, white people.
A Jew dyke dating a black guy. They love me.
What the hell's going on with America today?
I left my black boyfriend for my girlfriend.
Oh,
I love that.
what the fuck? Wow. And
then I left my wife for you.
yeah, and here you are with me.
I don't know what. I don't know what's going on in the world.
But hey, I lucked
Better
out.
hope
though.
she doesn't leave you for that fucking chihuahua.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all over.
Hey,
You'll
what
be
you-
like, what happened to Skip? I don't know. I have my love. That's it.
Who you calling a chihuahua, gringo?
Yeah.
I bite you.
Fuck. You know, let me actually then just bring up this other point that I had. I'll get back to the Craigslist asshole later. But there was a thought. I had a random thought that had occurred in my head again. I didn't put it in my phone because I didn't want to. You know what? I didn't want to say the wrong thing to myself because I couldn't put it into words. But it was a thought that had gone through my head.
They're just random thoughts that go through my head.
Alison's brain is working overtime. Could be while she's driving or standing in line. So what is she thinking? What goes through her thoughts? Is it something profound or fucking just pissed her off? Get ready for random thoughts. Get ready for random thoughts.
I don't know if you saw this recently. There was a picture that was taken. It was probably maybe a week or two ago. It was a picture of something. Was it in front of all the steps somewhere in Washington? It was the whole
Like Lincoln Memorial. Or
it was like the staff of some. I don't know if it was Republican or Democrat.
Okay.
I think maybe Paul. What's his name?
Paul Ryan.
I think he was in the picture.
Then it had to be Republicans.
Yeah.
There was some political guy.
It was whoever, and it was the whole staff behind him on the
There was
steps.
some guy with a tie on.
And everybody was white, and they were pointing out how, of course, there's no black people in the picture. And what occurred to me, is this whole, and now let's not get too crazy here.
You realize where you're sitting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is, no, and now, of course, because I'm not, I don't have like a racist bone in my body. I'm just thinking about this from a different perspective, and I'm going to point it out to you, what it is. So.
Neither do I, but the brain isn't a bone. Go on.
Okay. So. Okay. So is it when you're what's it called when you have to hire a certain percentage of?
That's like I know what you're talking about. Like,
I forget. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the police force has to hire like a certain percentage of minorities and like Hispanic and
I forget
black
what
and
that's
like
called,
this, that. Okay,
actually.
right.
I
Your
forget.
quota.
Fill the quota.
Yeah.
Fill the quota.
So
It is essentially a quota.
right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of reminded me of like when I was with my ex who I ended up leaving from my girlfriend. That at the time. I was one of those girls. I was wanting to get married, and he said he had a ring, but he didn't give it to me. Never proposed.
That, by the way, is called black privilege. But go on. Okay. Quotas, filling quotas, but okay.
So I
Ring.
was
Oh, the
like,
quotas, right?
Yeah, ring.
So I was begging, to get engaged, and I was giving them the ultimatum, and then at some point, like after 6 years together, I was like, it occurred
6
to me-
years. Did you didn't get a ring?
right? And he said he had bought me one. He was with me. We were in the islands, and he bought me two. He bought me one in white gold and yellow gold, but he didn't, not the diamond.
But you're not getting either one.
I didn't get either one. So, but at some point,
I got two of them, but I'm not going to give you the one of the two.
so he was like waiting to give it to me. So whatever. So it occurred to me at some point, do I want to be engaged to somebody that I had to ultimatum or talk into it or beg for it? Like how would that have felt? Like did it feel like I actually accomplished something or I got the love that I wanted by insisting on it? You know what I mean? And it occurred to me the possibility that maybe they just didn't find, coincidentally, maybe there just wasn't any other applicants that were the most qualified. You know what I mean? And would you feel good about having that as a black person? Now, I'm not speaking for them. It's a question in my head. How good do you feel about having that job, maybe not being the best person for the job, but you have the job because they had to hire you?
Well, my non-Nubian princess, let me straighten you out on exactly how the black man feels about being with a white girl. Now, I'm slowly morphing into Bill Cosby, by the way.
I see that.
If you take the Jello pudding pop,
hey.
and you have a chocolate Jello pudding pop and a vanilla one, well, I
Do you want
see.
something that you have to beg for or somebody's giving you because...
Okay, well, let me go on. Black guys love blondes with big tits. That's
Me
what it
too.
comes down to. I know, I do too. Well, I'm Sicilian, so I have the right to say that. I think.
Okay.
I love blondes with big tits too.
But
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
maybe it's not about discrimination of race. Maybe it's about discrimination of talent. Maybe they didn't. Maybe because there's more percentage-wise white people in this country than there are minorities. That's why they're called minorities.
Well,
maybe they just happen to have more qualified people that applied for the job, and the most qualified just happen to be white. Maybe they're not avoiding hiring black or other kinds of people.
These
Maybe they
days-
just happen to have the most qualified people just happen to be white.
These days, my dear, that's called racism. I swear to God it is. Even though you are bringing up a perfectly legitimate point. And if you look at ratios, I mean, if you look at ratios regarding everything, not only employment and, and jobs and who's best qualified for them, but also, if you're talking about the other end of the spectrum, incarcerations and, you have to look at the ratio. You have to look at the percentages, at the per capita.
But that's it. It's a numbers thing too, because like if you're talking about there's 100 of one people and like 20 of the other.
Right.
Well, what percentage of that 100 is doing something, and what percentage of that 20 is doing
something?
Right. So and so you have to look at those.
How about looking at 120 people and picking out the 5 best people?
Right. Well,
no matter like with a blinder on.
Right.
See,
that is the way it should be. That so everyone should have an equal shot.
That's what
at everything.
affirmative action and NAACP
That's what expression
and
I
all
couldn't
that.
think of.
Affirmative action, NAACP, all of these, organizations that were put together for the sole purpose of advancing, the black race. I mean, that's why. I mean, I've never copped to that. I mean, to that whole mentality. It's whoever is best qualified. For
Exactly.
The
I mean,
job should get it. Look,
it's who's
Jesse
I don't
Owens-
discriminate against anyone.
No.
My point is
the bottom line is the
Why do you have
best
to elevate?
person qualified for any job, regardless
For
if
anything.
they're the yellow or purple or black or
and
white.
if you're talking about like firemen, policemen, I mean people that are especially people that are in public service, you don't want someone that's less qualified.
Right.
You don't want
just
someone
because
as a
you need
partner.
to fill a quota and a
Right.
percentage, right?
That's an
I
age-old
100%,
argument,
I
folks.
100% agree.
Right.
I think whoever's most qualified for the job, regardless of
No,
who they are,
sad
what
fucking
color they
point.
are, everybody should have equal opportunity in this country. That's what America's built on. It doesn't matter what color you are, or who you are, or what nationality, what religion you follow. You should have the equal opportunity to have a successful life in this country. You pay your taxes, and you should have the same rights as everybody else.
Okay,
Tip
this
Tuesday.
closes the political portion of the
Yes.
Hammer and Nails podcast.
So wait a second. Is Tip Tuesday?
It's Tip Tuesday.
Tip Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Here's a tip: vote Trump 2016. Thank you.
Okay, so we have some questions from some of the listeners. Michelle Mertz, who's very familiar to us.
Of course, yeah, Michelle.
She has actually a couple of questions which are kind of related.
Is she married to Fred?
Right. Birds.
Very good.
Ricky.
She is married to Curtis, and this is a picture of a vent that she has on a ceiling. Whoa. She said that the vents in the rooms that they...
You're talking
Curtis,
about
Curtis closes off a lot of the vents.
The air registers up on the wall for the central air system.
She said her question is, the vents in the rooms that we rarely use, Curtis has a tendency to want to keep them closed off. Does that push more air to the other vents, or does it not make a difference? Our HVAC system is 2 years old.
Well, we actually have a professional right here in the room.
Thank you very much.
Because
I was a heating, ventilation, and air conditioning mechanic. That's HVAC to you and I.
Give us the professional answer there,
I
Joe.
don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Actually,
the answer actually is yes. That it will increase the flow to the other vents. Yes, because in this system there's what they call a plenum, which comes out off the main air handler. Which, if you can picture like an air handler, is like a giant box, right, with a fan in it, basically that blows the air out. So coming off that big box, that big blower, is a plenum, which is basically like almost like a manifold.
There's a supply and a return plenum.
Right.
There are two plenums of supply and return.
Right.
On the return end, you have to remember, too, that the most important thing about getting air into a room is having a positive return. Having a positive return, you need to pull the old air out before you push the old air in. Right. The old air will not push in as efficiently if you're not pulling air out. So that's why, I mean, a lot of systems, too, that I install, the top, I would put in like a high-low return.
Right.
A high on the wall and a grill high on the wall and a grill low on the wall.
Right.
And you would you would close them off depending on what season it was.
Right.
You would close one of them off. And obviously in the winter, you would close the bottom down or the top down because you want the cold air to get pulled back, and vice versa for the summertime. But as far as the most efficient way to have a vent push more air, you can have a booster fan.
Yeah, the inline boosters.
Inline booster fan.
Yeah.
That's
You
probably
put them right inside the duct, and they wire that in, and it's actually like a fan.
Yeah.
So as the air comes through the ductwork, it hits this propeller for
and it boosts the CFM.
Basically, it's like sucking in the air into a fan, and almost like a turbo booster. It pushes it through even harder.
Cubic feet per minute. The CFM it boosts. I up in my daughter's room because the upstairs. This condo was built well, and it's got decent sized unit for the for HVAC, but there's a problem on the second floor, a minor problem. I needed a little more boost. So what I did was I picked up one of those a little black fan that you can like almost put straight up, like the little tiny black fans that you plug into the wall, and I sat them on top of the vents upstairs, and the difference is it's got to be 10 degrees cooler.
Wow.
Than if I don't have these fans running. And I did it for my daughter's room and for Lily's room.
Remember Dad was complaining last week about his air conditioning that if he puts it up too high, the bottom is freezing, but the top floor isn't getting cold enough.
Dad's got a single zone in his house, right? So there's one thermostat that controls the first and second floor, and obviously in the summer, all the hot air is going to rise to the second floor.
Right.
And what he was also doing is that he was leaving some of the windows upstairs open a little bit. And basically
to let the hot air escape.
Yeah, but what was happening is that he was actually getting some hot air in the house on really hot days, and so the air conditioner was running all day long to try to fight it.
What you want to do with that is you get one of those stupid little window fans. I have that in my daughter's room too.
Yeah,
you get a small window fan like with the dual fans, the dual blades, and point it out and leave it on. Leave all the other windows closed,
right?
But leave the fan blowing out. And it'll suck the hot air out and pull the cooler air up from downstairs.
Right.
That's the best way to.
So her question was basically by Curtis closing off some of the other registers in the rooms they don't use, so the other vents get more air.
Right.
And in most cases, like if you shut down, 50% of your vents, the air's got to go through that ductwork, so it's got nowhere else to go. So yes, it will send more air out the other vents that are not.
You may also want to look at having it professionally balanced because if the system was installed professionally, they have these what are called volume dampers at the plenum.
Right.
So if you need to push more air to a specific vent, you can trace back the line to the plenum, and it's like a little handle that kind of scoops the air out of the main trunk, and it puts it into the round.
It's like a little
line
doorway in
basically
in
it's it's like a little like a heart valve,
like a flap inside the trunk, inside the ductwork.
And you might want to call an AC guy and see if the system needs to be rebalanced.
That's actually a really good suggestion. They'll come out and analyze your system, and they can balance it. So if you need a damper put in
Brother Joe Air Conditioning, over my dead body.
Yeah, Brother Joe.
I haven't been in an attic in a long time.
She has a related question also. She said that both she and her husband are on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to room temperature preferences. He's always complaining it's too cold, and she's on the other end always too hot.
Put a sweatshirt on, Curtis.
She sleeps on top of the blankets. He's under the blankets. How can they agree on a happy meeting?
Finish up menopause. That's probably the quickest way.
No.
Carol's got.
She's not that old.
Carol does. Oh, man. I swear to God, almost every night. She's like, oh, my God, turn on the ceiling fan. Like, it's on. It's on 10. It's on. I sleep above
it's
the
50 degrees in here,
Remember,
Carol.
I should tell you, my ex-wife, she had on in our bedroom the air conditioning all year round, including the winter. Air conditioning was on. She didn't care that I was freezing
in the
my
winter
ass
time.
Off. Yeah, and I was so cold. You know when you're so cold that you're like keeping yourself closed in, that you're sweating like in your armpits because you're holding yourself so tightly underneath the blankets because I was freezing.
Wow.
No compromise there whatsoever.
I love cold.
So ultimately, the answer for you then, Michelle, is leave him.
No, stop it. Stop
That's
it.
what I did.
No.
No, there has to be a compromise, really, because if it can't be all of which one person how they like it. You know, there has to be.
I'm going to give you the professional solution. Joe just said it. Have an HVAC guy come over and balance out your
balance
system.
the system.
That's it. You might have to spend a couple of
easy.
hours. They'll come analyze your system and they'll figure out what's wrong.
They'll also check your Freon, see if you're low on coolant.
And there's a lot of things they can do to make that system work more efficiently and make you more comfortable in the house.
Okay, well, I got one more tip for her because she's saying that he's saying it's too cold and she's saying it's too hot. He needs to have we
need to get him a Hammer and Nails sweatshirt
and a heated blanket.
Oh, a blankie.
Yeah, the kind that you can plug in so he can be warm.
Right.
And then she can sleep, with less.
I need
blanket.
my whoopee.
All right, so another question is from Samara Lynn, and I
love those guys, Curtis and Michelle.
Yes.
They're the best.
They're super duper. Samara Lynn, I went to high school with her.
Wow, listen to you.
Yeah. So she wants to know, Samara, how to get dog pee out of an old wood floor and restaining the wood that the urine acid ate away. Now,
First of all, you need to get rid of the dog.
We've answered this question before, actually, a while back, because we had the same problem that our cat Venus was peeing under our dining table when we were away in California because she was pissed off.
She was spiteful.
She was pissed.
You bastards left me here for 3 months.
Yeah, so she peed under the table, and the wood is completely fucked up underneath there.
Yeah, so if it gets to the point to where there's so much damage on the wood that, you can't, you can only sand it down so far to where you're going to be sanding out like half of the plank. Mm-hmm. You may actually have to replace that, a couple of sections of the hardwood.
Yeah.
So, sometimes the damage just gets so bad, it eats through so much of the wood that no matter how deep you sand it down, you're still going to have a staining within that wood. I think that the first thing you might want to try to do is have the floor sanded. Take it down and get a floor finisher in there and have them sand that portion of the floor, and they can add a stain and a urethane back to it to see if you can repair it. If not, then you might have to replace some planks.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a place somewhere in your house where you can take out a section that you won't miss, like inside of a closet. We had taken the planks out of when you did the demo, where you can have a couple extra pieces.
Right. Well, in our house, we have the original the fir floorings that were put back in the 40s, and you can't even get that flooring like that anymore. So when we demoed out a couple of the rooms, I pulled that floor up very carefully to try not to damage it. Which taking up hardwood flooring to pull it up is kind of hard to pull it up without damaging it because it splits and it's nailed through the tongue. Right. So when you pull it up, it has a tendency to crack the tongue off on that piece of wood. So we took a lot of time to pull it out, and actually I just used some of it to section back in some pieces that we needed to replace.
Yeah.
That's your best bet. If you can pull it from somewhere else, in a closet that already has the same finish on it and everything else, you might want to call in a flooring guy that can actually, cut it in and do a nice, neat job. If you're not, that handy, you don't have the proper tools.
Right. The next question is from Anthony Roloffs. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's not sure what he wants to do. He wants to build a patio, or if he wants to do pavers with a gazebo, or go with a 1-foot raised wood deck. And I said, okay, well, I didn't really understand what his question was, so I asked him to take a picture and show us his yard where he wants to put it to see if maybe you had a suggestion, or, I suppose it really is also preference, what kind of entertaining area did you want to do? Joe just put on his...
Look at Joe. He's got the virtual reality goggles on. What are you watching in there, man? He's got some porn on inside the virtual reality goggles.
Put it on.
Let me see this.
Is it porn?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Just put it on. You gotta take your headphones off.
Hang on a second.
It's hysterical.
What?
Turn around. You gotta face the other way. Face straight.
God,
there you go.
Crazy. Holy shit.
What is it? What is it?
I'm in the middle of a city.
It's a roller coaster.
Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. I'm going up on the... Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, little VR glasses. They're fun. You take your iPhone. You pop your iPhone in there with some apps.
Man. Do you have a link to that product
wow. Okay.
on Amazon?
Yeah, I probably do.
Send me the link.
I will.
And I'll put it on the on our website for people to see.
Yeah,
what it
you're
was.
facing forward now. You got to face the door. Yeah, Alison, let Alison try them on real quick.
Yeah, take it off, you hog.
Oh my God, that is so crazy.
Put your ears back on. Put your ears back on.
Look toward the speaker.
Face that way.
Ooh.
Now look up. Look up.
Now you can. There's adjustments on the side if you're out of focus. Like reach forward, go forward, forward. There you go. That knob. That'll help you focus.
Oh yeah.
There's also there's a knob on the top too, like a little
Who makes that?
Megami or something.
Ooh.
Wow, that is so crazy.
Oh.
So they're virtual reality goggles with headphones and
Well,
everything.
what happened was my brother got Oculus Rift.
Oh, okay.
Oculus Rift works with a computer, and
Ooh.
yeah.
Upside down.
She's on a roller coaster right now.
Yeah, it's a
That
roller
is
coaster.
so
It's
cool.
a roller coaster ride
Oh
that goes
my-
through a city. You know what I did? I downloaded Insidious, which is a really scary one. It puts you in a fucking like in this dank old hospital, like a mental hospital, and these fucking creatures come out. Yeah, it's friggin' scary.
God.
It really is very immersive. It puts you right there because she has the headphones on and stuff.
Yeah.
I gave
Oh,
it to
I'm
Carol.
gonna throw up.
Isn't it crazy?
Oh.
Wow. Could you imagine watching porn on that thing?
They have very, very
I
good
seriously feel a little bit nauseous.
stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
It'll do that. Yeah, no. If you're not used to like a little bit of motion sick, like motion like that.
That is
You
so
know why?
cool.
Because you're sitting there and it's giving the illusion that you're moving.
Yeah.
And it fucks with your inner ear. That's what happens.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Well, Oculus Rift is 1,000 times worse. My brother has the real deal. He's got like it hooks to a computer that's like thousands of dollars, and the goggles are like this. Anyway, it's crazy. It's like so realistic that
Hey.
you get sick instantly,
gosh, thank you.
Allison. You would get sick instantly.
Oh,
I mean, it
God.
really puts you like in
Thanks,
in the
Carol.
cockpit of a fighter jet.
Wow.
I mean, and just
What
insanity.
is this?
This is
Is cappuccino? Espresso?
espresso.
Wow. Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Thank you very
Carol.
much.
Carol. Get on mic and say espresso.
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 Espresso. Espresso.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
Thanks, honey.
Bye. She's the best.
Yeah.
You got a good one.
So
Yeah, I did.
back to this guy's yard. I think.
By the way, we're approaching 100 minutes.
Oh,
Look at that, another 20, and we have two
Oh, you got a little
podcasts.
sambuca in there, too.
there's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
Something in there, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's an Italian coffee.
This will keep you up for 3 days.
Oh my God.
Really?
This is like legal crank.
Oh, my
Is what
God.
it is.
It's espresso with sambuca.
It's a lot. It's sambuca with a little bit of espresso.
Holy crap.
Oh, that's Carol. Espresso.
I think,
Feel the bowel movement coming on already.
oh my God. I think
And it ain't even mine.
I know. All right, tell me the picture.
all right.
Yeah.
I think we might need more information from this guy. What the hell he's asking? Because I said to him, "What are your pros and cons? Like, what's?" And he said that's what he's weighing is the pros and cons to both, either doing a paver patio with a gazebo or doing a 1-foot raised wood deck.
Okay. So yeah, I need more information. I'm definitely a fan of the paver patio. I think they're great. They have a lot of different selections and looks that you can go for. And the stones now they've come so far with the finishes, the colors, they last forever. So the pricing is really not too far off when you get into all the differences. If you're going to do a nice deck, well, let's say with a composite top, a pressure treated frame, and proper footings and everything else, you can get into some money as well. So that compared to not doing any of that structure and doing the excavation and digging down the ground to get your RCA base and building it back up with a paver patio, when it's all said and done, depending upon the surface you put on the deck, you're not going to be that far off in price. I think it's going to come down to really what it is that that your personal preference is. To me, I'm definitely a fan of the hardscape of the paver patios, which is what we have at our house. Now, I've built my share of decks. I've probably built 100 decks if I built one. And, there's a lot of really great things you can do with decks. But I think we need some more information, though.
Yeah. I was feeling like that. So I'm going to hit to the next question, which I can answer because I have an answer. Ben Basilio asked for his wife that she uses soaps and scrubs from the Lush handmade soaps. Now, I have had Lush products before. It's you know what it is? You know that foot cream that I have in the nightstand? That when I put it on, you're like, what's that smell? It's like chocolate and cloves.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's soft. They feel great, but they're expensive.
Your foot smells like a Hershey's bar?
Yeah. And it feels great. But
some clove mixed in.
They're expensive. So he's asking, do I know of any alternative that's similar to that, but yet not as expensive? And I do. I actually got turned on to this product line from Quana because she, when you use a product, sometimes you can also be like a salesperson for it.
Right.
And I told her that I was looking for a different facial scrub. At the time I was using the Rodan & Fields that Lynette was selling, but that's also
Lynette Carolla.
expensive. Yeah. So, and I was looking for a different product that was less expensive. So she had turned me on to this product line because she loved it so much because she got it from a friend, and they have a huge selection. And I got to tell you, I bought so much stuff. I bought the body cream, a facial scrub, the bars of soap. They have a huge
You
selection.
bought the anal lube as well. I recall that.
It's
I
all
remember
natural.
that.
It's all organic. They're all the same thing. They're all. I'm ignoring you. It's all natural, organic, good.
It's the vanilla cinnamon
ingredient
spice anal
product.
lube.
My asshole smells like a clove.
It smells like a cinnamon cappuccino.
And a Hershey bar.
And the product line, and you know what? I'm going to put the link to it on the episode summary for today's episode on our website, hammernailspodcast.com. Just go to the episode summaries and look for episode 113, and I'm going to put a link to it. But the name of the product line is called perfectlyposh.com.
Nice.
Perfectlyposh.com.
I will remember
These
that
products
for sure.
are, everything is under, I think everything's under everything's under $20, I think, or $25, but like the soaps were like $6. The facial scrub I got was like $12, and they all have like 100% real oils,
and they have the whole line of seasonal scents
not
as well too.
chemicals.
My asshole smelled like a candy cane around Christmas. It was great.
Okay, so this product line is equivalent to the Lush, and it's a lot cheaper.
Oil for a moil.
Wow. All right, what other questions you got there?
I got one more. Actually, this one.
And then I have a question for you guys.
Really?
But go ahead.
No, what's your question?
No, go on.
Well, I don't know that we know the answer to this one. Is it true that cedar chips keep pests out? Well, the answer is yes. Actually, cedar definitely keeps out the bugs. That's why they have cedar closets.
Right.
But yeah, so the answer to the cedar is yes, or are chemical sprays more reliable? I would go with cedar if it's in your house.
Well, the cedar is a natural solution,
Yeah.
but the cedar definitely does repel. Cedar has essential oils inside the tree that is a natural insect repellent. But, of course, there's a million chemical alternatives out there. But if you want to stay green, you want to stay natural and organic with the products in your house, and a lot of people will go with more natural type.
When you're saying keeps pests out, I'm thinking he means like of a dwelling. So the answer would be yes to that.
Okay.
If you're talking about like a closet, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially in a closet. Yeah, that's why they build
And
cedar
they sell
closets.
those things like the
Cedar
bags
chests.
of cedar.
A lot of cedar chests.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know if those like bags.
One of the
cedar
biggest
work
problems
as
in
well.
closets are moths, right? So moths get in there and destroy your clothes.
Man, I'm telling you, I ran into somebody the other day. This young man was about 25 years old, and he smelled like mothballs.
No.
Oh God, people do not.
How do
buy
you smell mothballs though? They have to like spread apart their tiny little legs.
You're very fucking.
What does the mothball smell like?
People probably take them out of storage for like the winter.
The guy smelled like
and
my
then
grandma.
Then just put the fucking clothes on, like throw them through a wash.
Yeah,
Throw
the
them through a
grandma
wash
smell, right? Yeah, but
I'm
like
still feeling nauseous.
I don't
like from
people.
that fucking thing.
People don't
Really?
use
Oh, my
mothballs.
God.
I don't think so much anymore. But when you say mothballs, I totally think of like my grandma's house. Like
Yeah, my grandmother
There were
smelled
like
like
whole
mothballs.
closets that smelled
Yeah.
like mothballs.
Yep.
It's a very distinct smell
Yes,
too. Like
and
you
then your
can't
clothes
mistake it for
smelled-
anything
yeah,
else.
And then everywhere you go, you smell like the mothballs.
You can't get that smell out
Her
of your clothes.
pocketbook smelled like it. Her shoes, her clothes. She smelled like a giant mothball. And
Used to
it's
have like moth
disgusting.
crystals too. The crystals. those were
yeah,
even more.
yeah,
So
yeah.
even more
disgusting. I'd rather have moths
Yeah, I know. Me too.
than
thinking
stink like
about
the
it.
mothballs. Really.
I mean, really, how much do moths eat?
Yeah.
You find holes in your sweaters, and you know what? I'd rather have
they
the
eat,
holes.
They eat your entire shit, dude.
I would-
I've had like whole wool sweaters have like giant holes in them. And they fucking eat your
yeah,
shit.
they do. But you know what?
They
I'd
do.
rather buy new sweaters than be no.
Like you don't
girl.
even see them though. You're like I mean,
You never see them eat.
for all the holes in like the sweater that I found one time that was like in storage in a closet. I'm like, where the hell are all these moths? I don't know where they come
But
from.
you
but-
can
in
throw that shit
cartoons.
away, and you can buy new. Or you can be the guy that smells like mothballs.
In cartoons, they used to show like a bunch of moths like getting on like a guy's clothes and eating them right off his body.
Yeah,
like
right,
old
yeah.
school cartoons.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I had to be maybe 6 or 7 years old, and Anthony was like maybe 4 or 5, and I wanted to see that so bad in real life that I went out and I caught a shitload of moths. He's told this story on the air. I caught a shitload of moths in a jar. And when he was sleeping, I unscrewed the jar and like threw him down his underwear.
No.
Oh my god!
He got up screaming.
You wanted to
He was
see
like,
if they ate the underpants right off of them?
Yeah. I wanted to see the moths going. It's a cartoon.
Oh my god!
You want to hear what my
Yeah.
question was?
What's
my
your question?
suggestion.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
should probably actually close it out too.
We'll be going to
Getting there. I'm thinking now. I don't know if you guys want to do it, but now that you have a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
why don't you put a little visual in it?
Yeah,
Just one. Do like one every month. One a month. One monthly hour long.
That I could do, and it's closer than fucking run. Con.
one a month.
Yeah, one monthly
One a month you could handle?
I can handle that.
analog, digital rather video.
'Cause that's what you did for a while. All your shows.
Yeah, I have a lot of episodes that I like pulled right off. I might re-release them. I
Right.
think I will. I'm ready.
Yeah, right.
I think I'm ready to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, why don't we do that? I think that would be fun because then we could like plan a little bit. We can have visuals, which we really need for this, but you need visuals because just seeing Alison as white as she is right now, nearly like ready to puke from this friggin' virtual reality thing.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's true, though, actually. It probably would be really fun.
I'm gonna
you
have
know?
to drive home.
We're going to have to bring in some visual aids then, too.
I'm gonna get car sick plus that virtual reality sick. I'm gonna barf all over the car.
Yeah, you know what the problem? You know what it was too. If you weren't facing right, just straight forward, and pretty much sitting there and letting the ride take you, looking up and around like that is just that'll screw you.
It's really crazy, though, because wherever you look, it's like you are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what the reason is for feeling like that? This is scientific, and I found it out a long time ago.
What's that?
Motion sickness is basically your inner ear not being able to keep up with what you're seeing visually, and your body thinks it's been poisoned. Your body physically thinks it's been poisoned, and it needs to purge your stomach.
Oh, is that
and
right?
that's exactly why you get motion sick.
Wow.
When it screws up, when your inner ear doesn't jibe with your vision, you get motion sickness. That's what it is.
Your body's telling you we got to get out whatever's in us.
Body telling you get out of your stomach whatever's in it.
Isn't it amazing how the
you've been
body is
poisoned.
like such a self-defense mechanism that like right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Well, there you go.
Getting a boner when you see a nice playmate.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a self-defense mechanism.
Or a mean pussy.
That's the
Eat me now. Meat. And with that, we want to thank everybody for coming back every week, twice a week, actually. I don't know how you guys stand it, but twice a week coming back. And for this week especially, let's get a big round of applause, Mr. Joseph Cumia.
Oh, that's quite all right. Anytime.
Yeah, and you know what? Really, people, tell a friend, because that's the nicest thing that you can do for us is to tell a friend, help the podcast grow, help us get some more listeners. Go on to our website, hammernailspodcast.com. Please use our Amazon link. And don't be like Joe. Use our link.
Joe, you got anything you want to plug real quick, man? Anything you want to say?
Nah, not really. Nah, just notu.com. N-O-T, the letter U, the number 2.com. Shows where all the bands are going to be. The website is going to be changed to management, Brother Joe Entertainment.
Oh, nice. That's the
Incorporated.
second greatest YouTube band in the world.
Yeah, I'm taking on a bunch of other bands. I'm in that one. I'm in the, a couple of the others, but I'm taking on some other bands for bookings and stuff. So
That's awesome.
yep.
So we really
Nice.
appreciate it. In addition if you think we're 5-star.
Yeah, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
We
'Cause
really
5
appreciate
stars or
that.
nothing.
If you got nothing nice to say, lie.
Don't be a mean pussy.
And with that, we really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We love you.
Love you guys. See you
Bye.
next time.